Hello everybody, my name is Poison Ducky and we're going to have another replay. And of course, I will be playing Chaos with a teammate of the Dwarves. A very odd combination of teams in terms of lore-wise, but maybe if you just imagine, just think really hard, they're just the Chaos Dobby, right? So me and the Dwarves versus the Empire and the Lizardmen. Another weird combination, but I suppose Empire and Lizardmen are both more good aligned, I suppose, although the Lizardmen would never trust the humans. But overall, let's get into those army introductions. Of course, since I'm playing Chaos and one of my favorite factions, I'm going to have a front line of just two Chaos Warriors with great weapons, very good against Saurus, as Saurus are armored, but they don't have armor piercing, which Chaos Warriors do. And they do well against greatswords as well. So overall, good unit, one of the most cost-effective units of the Chaos roster. I'm going to have some Chaos Marauders, the Mirror Guard, which is a very fast, powerful unit. I've already explained it. I love this unit. It's very good. Some Halberds, just in case they go for Monster Mash, which I was expecting from the Lizardmen. Jurassic Park. Halberds beat Jurassic Park, it turns out. I'm going to have the Forsaken in the back, supporting just in case they bring a lot of weak infantry, and these are going to be the Demon Spew, so they have poison attacks and lower melee attack, which is good. And I'm bringing a little special unit here called the Soul of Damnation, Regiment of Renown, Hell Cannon. Very powerful. What I really like about it is its ammunition as 40. That's a lot of ammunition for one unit, and it's not that much more expensive than the normal Hell Cannon, so if I do bring a Hell Cannon, it's going to be this one. My leader is going to be Kolek Suneater, one of the best, just lightning camel thing. I'm not sure what, like, I know it's a dragon ogre, but like if it was compared to another animal, this is like a centaur, but instead of half horse, half human, it's like half human, half like dragon. So, and I'm going to be bringing another one, the Dragon Ogre Shagga. So I'm going to have two really hard-hitting units, and whenever I bring a hard-hitting unit, I always bring a unit to help muck and slow down enemy units, which is going to be the Chaos Warhounds with Poison, along with the Chaos Sorcerer of Shadows, so I can use the Miasma to slow down their speed. Now my teammate over here is going to be very artillery heavy. He is the dwarf, so what a surprise. 3 units of cannons, 2 units of slayers to defend him from large targets. Yeah, it's a very nice play, very normal. And he's going to have a left flank of a lot of dwarf warriors, longbeards, Norgrimlings, Ironbreakers. Now this is an interesting unit as they don't do that much damage, but if you look at their melee defense, 86, so they can essentially hold forever. Like you can fight 3v1 this infantry, and this infantry will just be like, all right, shove it. Like, they might lose after like 5 years, but they will definitely hold for those 5 years. So some longbeards in the front, make sure longbeards are great weapons. Some hammerers, no dwarf warriors, interesting. So, and unit of thunderers. So lots of longbeards, a fairly elite army for the dwarves. Although dwarves just can field a lot of units considering how cheap their longbeards and dwarf warriors are. Alright, with that side done, let's go to the enemy side. A lot of Saurus. 5 units of Saurus shields with spears, just a front line. He's going to be the main infantry corps, bringing Lord Croak as well. Now, that's the Death Star. He's just going to use some deliverances of Itza and kill large masses of our infantry, which is a pain. Lord Croak is super powerful. I hate dealing with him. Krokgar on his Grimlock, amazing anti-large capabilities, very powerful. I always bring Carnosaurs when I play Lizardmen, so I don't blame him for bringing them as well. And 2 Feral Stegodons, don't see that every day, very large power, and a Feral Bastillodon, and another Bastillodon with a Revivification Crystal. Now that's a very large army of monsters. Now how will the Empire army supplement this? 2 units of handgunners, 3 units of Hellstorm rocket batteries, and a Hammer of the Witches, along with some halberds to secure the flanks. Now, this is a very defensive formation here, very high artillery power, but let's see how we deal with that. Now, over here, we do go into the rocket. We're going to go into some skirmishing. It's going to take a bit as we position our units and move up a little bit, and let's see here. A lot of repositioning going on because there's a lot of lull in the battlefield right now. We don't know, should we push, should we not push. My opponent are going to push his artillery while we push our artillery, and we're just going to have like not a skirmish, but just a shootout, right? He's going to fire the Hellstorm rocket batteries, and we're going to fire our cannons, including my Soul of Damnation. So a lot of rockets going on. Unfortunately, the rocket's battery does have more range than the Chaos Cannon, the Hell Cannon, and the Cannon by 40 units. That's quite a bit. And they do a lot more damage to cannons than you think. So the most dwarf units are very well armored, but the cannon crews are not. Only 40 armor, they will take a good beating, and the Hell Cannon's going to be firing as L. Now, unfortunately for me, my opponent is going to bring up the Hammer of the Witches. It's going to be quite unfortunate, but he is going to snipe out my Hell Cannon quite quickly, as these are almost built to take out enemy artillery and placements, as they're so much more accurate than the Hell Cannon and such. So here comes a Hell Cannon shot. Good shot. It makes the Hellstorm rocket battery retreat. But unfortunately, I believe my Hell Cannon is already dead. One volley from the Hammer of the Witches, and I'm dead. That was really unfortunate. And because of that, the balance of power goes into my opponent's favor. And it's quite clear that my opponent is going to win the ranged artillery battle, so we push up our infantry units. Well, at least my dwarf unit's going to push up left. I'm going to push center and right. Now, let's see how we do it. See, I have my infantry corps. I have my Chaos Marauders as my vanguard. I'm going to have 2 units of my great weapons as like back, and Forsaken are just running because they're fast. Now, while my dwarf friend here is going to push up left, and I'm going to push up the right, my Dragon Ogre squad is going to support left, and I'm going to have my Mirror Guard kind of hold the center. So there's going to kind of be a gap. There's going to be a gap in the center of this line. There's not going to be like a frontal line engagement. There's going to be left flank versus right flank. Now, my opponents realize this. My Lizardman with his frontline force is going to send over his Saurus spears, and it's going to be a clash of the Dawi. And here comes the breaching satchel charges. Breaks the charge of the Saurus, and just does so much damage. For an armored unit, 60 armor. What? 60 armor. For a decently armored unit, that does so much damage. And here comes the Deliverance of Itza, unsurprisingly doing massive amounts of damage. And over here, I send my mighty Kroxigor, my Kolek, and my Dragon Ogre Shaggoth to fight against Krokgar, supported by Chaos Warhounds. Now, the Warhounds are what makes the tide so much better. I am destroying Krokgar. Krokgar is out of this battle. I'm using the Miasma to lower his speed in conjunction with poison. His speed is currently 39. So Kolek and the Dragon Ogre have no problem chasing it, but he does use a transmutation of lead to reduce melee attack and weapon damage, but he's essentially out already. Now I'm going to get my Dragon Ogre Shaggoth to fight the Feral Stegodon, and my opponents are going to turn their artillery units and target Kolek, as he is probably one of the most dangerous units on this army. Over here on the right flank, we're going to have my Chaos Warriors are going to be fighting the Saurus, and they're going to do very well. They essentially beat them handedly, as they don't have armor piercing, and Chaos Warriors are just fantastic stat-wise anyway. The Feral Stegodon, on the other hand, is going to be quite an issue, but I remember I did bring 1 unit of Chaos Warriors with Halberds. The Halberds will make not quick work, but efficient work of the Feral Stegodon. Unless he charges around, which is going to be quite annoying. And there he is. That's what I hate about monsters. No matter how many Halberds you send, they can just charge right through them and not care. So when you play defensive formations, it's very annoying. And there goes my unbreakable Soul of Damnation. My Mirror Guard are going to be supporting over, taking out Halberds, and I'm going to tend to pressure the back line of units. I do have most of their front line is going to be kept busy, especially with my Chaos Warriors and lots of Dawi. My Demon Spew fighting Halberds, which is a fantastic matchup for them. They were going to get a lot of kills from this. And I get to finally kill one of the mighty Feral Stegodons with a Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, and he gets a single mark of excellence. Now Krokgar isn't back in the battle using the Revivification Crystals. He's back up to maybe 25%, and he's no longer routing, and we are chasing Kroak, because Lord Kroak is the biggest problem, at least for groups of infantry like this. If Lord Kroak gets Deliverance of Itza, like over here on this group of infantry, actually we're spreading out quite well. If you got one on the right flank, that would be disastrous, but we're doing well. Unfortunately, Kolek did rout off the battlefield from cannon fire of the Hammer of the Witches, and I only have my Dragon Ogre Shaggoth left. But my Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is plenty just to take out Krokgar and Croak by himself. And he's getting a little beat up there, and he's out. That's what I like about large units, the high mass. And Slayers versus Halberds, along with Hammers and Bastiladons. It'll be fine. Now over here, I do have my Mirror Guard. They're going to pressure the back line. My Dwarf opponent is already pressuring, which is quite nice, but we really need to get this Great Cannon offline. It's a little misplay on our part that we did not pressure the Great Cannon as much, as he's doing a massive amount of damage to my Dragon Ogre. And he's going to be hunting him with Krokgar himself. He's going to, let's see here, he's going to I'd use another miasma to reduce his speed. I really like this spell. It's just so fantastic at stopping. Like, with this spell, his speed's at only 57. He has no hope in chasing my Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Overall, we're having a great time. The balance of power is still in the center, and it's finally sending over my Chaos Marauders. I believe I'm sending them. Yes, I'm sending them to take out their Great Cannon. A little late on my part, and my Demon Spew are doing just fine. Taking a long time to take out the Halberdiers, but Demon Spew are very great at this. 62 kills. I love Forsaken in general. Now, Lord Croak is still alive, and here comes another Deliverance of Itza, dealing massive damage, which is awful, but we have to chase him down. Unfortunately, most of our large units, my Shaggoths, are almost offline. My Shaggoth is left, but he's very low, and he can't really deal if any one-on-one fights with Krokgar or not even a Bastiladon at this point would win. A shield of the old ones, Supreme Shield of the old ones, going down in this blob. But fortunately, we have them surrounded, and their HP is starting to go a little bit too low, and their leadership is going to be wavering. Now, Krokgar is still in the battlefield over here, as my Chaos Sorcerer and Balthazar Gelt have a duel. Now, I want to look at the stats. I do have more weapon damage, 42. Interesting. My Chaos Sorcerer actually just has better stats than Gelt. So, Chaos Sorcerer is better than Gelt. Who would have known? A measly hero has better stats than a Lord. But he's probably going... Oh, Enfeebling Foe. Oh, I cast Enfeebling Foe. Well, that makes the Chaos Sorcerer very much better. Now, Krokgar is going to get caught up in some Longbeards with great weapons, and it's going to be, I believe this is going to be the end of the match, as mainly the enemy units are routing off. They only have none of their ranged components are online anymore, and it's going to be a G from them. Let's just get speed this up. We don't want to see just Balthazar Gelt just cycle charging people, and there goes Krokgar in the distance, and that's going to be a win, I believe. All right. Let's look at unit efficiency. Kolek did well, 1 kill only, but he did fight Krokgar and Bastiladons and like Stegodons and Croak. He did a lot of HP damage, but unfortunately he did get taken out of the battlefield, since the way the battlefield was positioned, if you routed, the edge of the map was right there, and Kolek just left, unfortunately. My Chaos Warriors did well. They're obviously very efficient against Saurus. My Chaos Warriors with Halberds were fighting Stegodon, so they were very efficient as well. Mirror Guard, of course. Demon Spew, 106 kills. Now, the Chaos Warhounds with Poison, very unfortunate. They routed straight off the battlefield. While they did do very well in that Alpha Strike against Krokgar at the beginning of the match, it was poor. It was very poor that they just routed straight off, as their leadership is so low. Biggest hurt in my army was the Soul of Damnation. That's 1,200 something funds. Straight off the bat, just losing it for getting no value. Very unfortunate. Only 3 kills. That's quite awful. And the Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, probably the MVP of this match. I didn't give him any chevrons, and he came out with 4. That's quite a nice achievement. Now, my teammate did very well, helped me out. Longbeards, the Great Cannons just got sniped out. I think the main reason, though, that we won that is the super overcommitment of artillery. Do you really need 2 cannons and 3 Hellstorm batteries? I don't think so. It's 2 of the cannons and maybe 1 of this. Even that's a bit overkill. But I think that's what contributed to our win. So thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want more. I'll catch you guys later.